Boker Tov, good morning everyone. Man, I don't know about y'all, but I had an awesome weekend. It was blessed. It was so blessed. Just really enjoyed, well, 3-day weekend is always awesome. But had a great time this weekend, and just getting together with my family, and like Sunday, our ministry team that's going to Israel, we got together, and man, the Holy Spirit just came upon us, and we just really had a time of just an open heart discussion with each other, and it just drew us closer to each other even more, which is good. And and then of course yesterday, Yom Teruah, man, it was so blessed, it was so wonderful, and just being together and blowing the shofars all day, and just dwelling together and having that time together as a family, and making a joyful noise, and getting to be like kids, just make noise. So yeah, it was really good. Yeah, it was needed. And I think sometimes we miss it, that this is we miss the point that this is part of why Yah gives us these feasts and tells us to come together and stuff like that, because it's so that we get so busy with our own personal lives and everything. We get so busy with everything that if Yah didn't give us these feasts and command us to do them and be together, we would never do it, and we would never be together. And I think part of the reason why he gives us the feast is because it makes us fellowship, so that we can draw close to each other as a family, and Yah just shows how much smarter he is than us. So, well, good morning, my love, my beautiful wife. Her and my oldest daughter, Brianna, are heading out to Cali to take care of some family stuff. And good morning, Mickey. My youngest daughter is apparently still up. So, and then good morning, Tamara and Mark Solomon. And I don't see any other names, so it shows there's quite a few other people in here. Daniel and Alicia, Charlotte. So good morning, everybody. And if anybody I can't see on here, good morning to y'all. So day 48, Psalm 48. Great is Yehovah, and greatly to be praised in the city of our El, in his holy mountain. Beautiful in elevation, the joy of the whole earth is Mount Zion on the sides of the north, the city of the great King. Elohim is in her palaces. He is known as her refuge. For behold, the kings assembled. They passed by together. They saw it, and so they marveled. They were troubled. They hastened away. Fear took hold of them there, and pain as of a woman in birth pangs, as when you break the ships of Tarshish with an east wind. As we have heard, so we have seen in the city of Yehovah Tzvaot, in the city of our El. Elohim will establish it forever. We have thought, O El, on your loving kindness in the midst of your temple, according to your name, O Yah. So is your praise to the ends of the earth. Your right hand is full of righteousness. Let Mount Zion rejoice. Let the daughters of Yehuda be glad because of your judgments. Walk about Zion and go all around her. Count her towers. Mark well her bulwarks. Consider her palaces, that you may tell it to the generation following. For this is Yah, our Yah, forever and ever. He will be our guide, even to death. You know, you look at every of the description of Mount Zion, of Jerusalem, Yerushalayim. And this is another one of a psalm of the sons of Korah. And you look at this and the description and the beauty and the fear of the nations that look upon her, and how majestic Jerusalem will be. You know, we could look at this almost a twofold situation. We could look at this as being, you know, what Jerusalem will be like when Yehovah comes and rules and reigns for millennium at his return. You know that the nations are going to fear. We know that the nations are going to look upon Jerusalem and the Ezekiel temple and all of its splendor and glory that will be, especially from the presence of Yehovah. We can look at that, and then ultimately what it will be like when the new Jerusalem descends upon the earth, when everything is finished and the new Jerusalem descends upon the earth, and the Father is on his throne in the center of the earth with Yehovah Yeshua at his right hand. And the glory of them will shine and be the light of all the earth. It says that there will be no need for sun or moon, because the glory that will come from the Father will shine upon it all and will radiate out. I mean, for probably a terrible analogy, but you know, that's why if you do a study on the stones in Revelation 21 that describe each foundation of the New Jerusalem, these stones reflect light. You know how you ever see a crystal and somebody hangs it in the window and the light will go through it, just shoot out when the sun hits it directly. It'll shoot out all over the walls and stuff. Well, these stones, from my understanding and from years ago of doing some studying on them, are the same type of stones that will do that. So you imagine this massive size New Jerusalem temple that is 1,500 miles wide, as it is long, as it is tall. And each foundation is made of these different types of stones, and the glory of Yehovah the Father pouring out and shooting through them. And I mean, no wonder there will be no need of the sun or the moon, because the power of the light that will come through, and just, man, you talk about rainbow. That's gonna make the rainbow look dull compared to what the light show that would be coming through all of those stones and everything. And I think, you know, we look at the way this describes about Mount Zion, and the beauty of it, and the city of the great king. Elohim is in her palaces. He is known as her refuge. It's just this, there's nothing about, you know, sin or forgiveness or anything in this chapter. It's just about the awesomeness, the awe of who Yehovah, that he is to be greatly praised in the city, in his holy mountain, and the joy of the whole earth. And it will be, because when he is ruling and reigning on this earth, there will be no wicked. When it is over with, when it is all done, all the wicked will have been cast out. All the wicked will have been judged and cast into the eternal lake of fire, and however way you see that to be. And you know, the thing of it is that all the earth and the New Jerusalem will be filled with the glory of our Father and of our King Yeshua. Man, You know, we just had the Feast of Trumpets yesterday. For some of you, it's today. And, you know, when we think about what that means, and as we're leading up to Yom Kippur, you know, I encourage you all, Mishpachah, that as we lead up to Yom Kippur, really seek out from Yah. Really seek to just be so much more clean and so much more pure. Ask Yah to just reveal anything and everything to you that would even remotely be out of place with Him. I mean, this is what this whole life is about. Our life is not our own. Our life is about being in this. It's about getting to this point to look forward to this day when Yehovah is on Mount Zion and we are there in His presence, and we are a part of His eternal glory and everything that is with it. And the way that we look forward to that, the way that we have that hope, is by doing everything that we can now to be ready. To be ready to be as clean and as pure before Him as possible, to be sanctified and holy, to be without spot or blemish, to have a heart where we're not spending our time trying to figure out. I say this all the time, and I will continue to say this all the time, again and again and again. Stop trying to figure out ways around Yah's word. Why do so many people want to sit there and they think if they want to dissect the word of Yah to try to prove they don't have to do something anymore, to try to find a way to not have to do something anymore, instead of just accepting what His word says and not do it, or do it, whatever the case may be. Our heart needs to be so surrendered to Him. We need to be broken before Him. We need to be surrendered. We need to hunger to want His word and to walk in His word. And anybody who does contrary to that, they're not seeking that personal, intimate relationship with Him. They're seeking what they want so that they can walk their way. And I don't care who gets mad at me. I don't care, because it's what it is. David never spent time trying to figure out what he could get away with. He was a man after Yah's own heart. He was so surrendered. He had such a reverence and a fear for Yehovah. He didn't bother wasting time thinking, oh, maybe this doesn't apply to me anymore today. That was for then. He was just like, I'm just glad that I have any understanding of who you are, and that you are merciful, and that you love me, and that you have forgiven me, and I will praise your name, and I will glorify your name, and I will dance before your throne, and I will praise you on high, and I will keep your commandments. And I will lead your people Israel to do the same. And that's exactly what he did. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to do the same thing, and we're supposed to lead Yah's people to do the same. To be a light to the world, to be a witness to the world, to be set apart from the world, and to glorify His name. But yet they would rather profane His name, because they would rather spend more time trying to figure out what I don't have to do, or what I can get away with doing. That's not a heart after Yah. That's not somebody who is surrendered to Yah. And then they miss what this means. They miss what it is to think upon what it's going to be like when Yehovah is here on Mount Zion and His glory is upon all the palaces of Jerusalem, and the fear of the nations or the fear of the world or whatever will look upon it and know that He is present and that He reigns. And the only ones that won't be afraid are the ones who have stood faithful and true to His word. The ones that have been immovable to the truth of His Word, and that's us, Mishpacha. That's you and me and those who just read His Word and eat His Word up almost like a starving man. We can't get enough. We want more. We want to grow closer. We want to be closer to Him. And that's what this is all about. So as you go about your day today, think upon the glory and the excitement of what this chapter is about. Read it again as always. Ponder on it. Meditate on it. Think about what it's going to be like to walk through the cities of Mount Zion, of Jerusalem. To walk and be a part of that place when Yehovah is in its center. When Yehovah sits in the temple of it. Amen. Think upon that today. And ask Yah to get your heart ready for Yom Kippur. Ask Yah to prepare you for all that you need to be as we get closer and closer to these last days. We get closer and closer to the return of Messiah. Think on these things. Meditate on these things. And don't listen to the nonsense going on out there that would take you away or take you out of that place of that personal relationship with Yah. Amen. So I love you, Mishpacha. I hope you have an amazing and awesome, blessed day. And may everything that you say and do honor and glorify His name and not profane His name. Amen. Shalom, shalom.